This Tuesday, we had a speaker from the library, Chrissie. She is a Columbus librarian. Definitely go down and talk to Chrissie during the week. Give her a call, stop in. But in the meantime, she's going to go through the 4 different databases that she really recommends when you're doing business research to go through. And she's going to walk you through them step by step. So we welcome Chrissie. We really appreciate her giving her time to educate us. I hope you get a lot out of this. If you have questions, again, please call the Columbus Library. That's what they're there for, as well as give us a call. In addition, before you listen to Chrissie, I do want to let you know that if you had any events that you're going on each week through this program you would like to share with us, please bring the information with you, and we will make sure it gets disseminated to all the participants in the program. And so thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Chrissie Harris. I'm from the Columbus Metropolitan Library. I work at Science, Business, and News, and I was just explaining about our renovation a little bit that will be starting next week. You can go to our website and they've got it as one of the scrolling headlines here, Transforming Main Library, so for more information, check that out. All of our branches will still be open, so if you're someone who normally goes to Hilliard or Whetstone or something like that, those will still be open, of course. And they're actually taking some of our books, so they will have some of our collection. And so I have some resources to show you. In the handout that you have has the ones that I was going to cover on there. I don't know if we're going to have time for all of them, so if something's not really got the information that you guys need, we'll just breeze by it. Or if something is exactly what you're looking for, we can spend more time on there. I'm open to that. I was going to show you real quick just how to search our catalog a little bit. So I'm sure you know how to use library catalogs, but there's a few quirks for ours. We have a consortium of different libraries around Central Ohio. So everyone has their different cataloging styles, so sometimes there's 2 records for the same book or something like that. So I just wanted to show you a couple things. So I'm just going to go to our catalog, and it's columbuslibrary.org if you wanted to follow along on your computer. And so I'm just going to search for, let's see, market research and see what we get.
Whoa. I swear I turned on.
All right. So we'll just wait a minute for that to load. Does anyone have any questions while we wait, or anything that you want to cover especially? We are going to cover industry research. We do have a database for finding consumers that might be interested in specific products. So
Can you tap into Ohio Link?
we do not have access to Ohio Link.
Okay.
I think Westerville Public Library might. They're
Okay.
not part of our consortium, but I think they might have access to Ohio Link.
Okay.
So here's some results we get. It sorts by the most popular results. I'm going to blow this up a little bit. It's not the easiest to see here. So here we go, and we have where is it, so you can see who owns it. And there we go. You can also sort by relevance, because right now they've got the ones that check out the most, but if you know what you're looking for, if you put in a title or something, you want by relevance. So here we go, we've got some good titles. On the left side here, you can narrow it down if you just want an ebook. And so you can click on the web link to access the download. So those you can read on your laptop. If you have a Kindle or a Nook or any kind of an iPad, you can read that there. Has anyone ever done the ebooks from our? Yeah. So it's easy to search in the catalog that way. There's one on the very back of the paper here. It's Who's Buying, the Who's Buying series. And so I'm just going to search that really quick. So you can just put in even Who's Buying. And so they've got different volumes, Who's Buying, alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverages, information in consumer electronics, things like that. I'm going to go to the ebooks here. So each one is a separate volume. So we have here the top 2 are Who's Buying for Pets. You'll notice they've got year 2011 and 2010 that's just something to watch out for. You want the latest edition, of course, so we'll do the 2011, looks like it's probably the latest for this one. And I'm going to click web link. So what they do is they get information from the consumer expenditure surveys, and so the data is, I think, from 2009 in this one. Oh, let's see. So since I'm outside of the library, I just have to enter my library card number.
So the Who's Buying series is available just online?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and some ebooks, if you get them through Overdrive, one of our, like you would check out a fiction book and you would get it through Overdrive. Those you can only check out, we have 2 digital copies, and if they're already checked out, you can't check out anymore. These ones are not the same. You can get them anytime, no matter who has them. So you can search within the publication, so if you're searching for a certain keyword, you could search with that. There's also the table of contents that you could click there, and you can just click on the heading, and it will take you to that section, or you can download the whole thing.
How many different industries do you have? So you have pets, transportation, alcohol.
Let's see. Thinking of how many we have in print. We have, I'd say 15 in print at the main library, so I imagine it's similar here. So the Who's Buying series, they're showing 570, but they're going to be showing some that are outdated. So it's, I'm not sure the exact number, but I know we have like 15 in print at the main library. So there's how to search our catalog, a really basic search there. Just some quirks, but use this sidebar to narrow down if you'd like to do that. Publication date, things like that. So I'm going to go back to our home page here, and let's start with, we'll start going to our research page here. So, let's see, I'm going to make this bigger one more time. And on your handout it says you can also start at columbuslibrary.org/research. It'll take you to the same place. So we've got research. And there's a lot of research databases that we have access to, not just business and finance, but other ones as well. Consumer reports. Here's our most popular here. So when you go to the research tab, it shows the most popular. And we want business and finance. So you choose by category on the right side and you select business and finance. And then if you are outside of the library, it'll ask for your library card number and PIN when you access any of these resources. If you don't have a library card, you can apply for one. Down at the bottom of the page it says apply for a card. So you can apply and they'll mail you a card. You would have to go into the library to activate it, to check out books, physical books, but you can still use the online resources. If you've had a card at any time in the past and you want to check on it, just come on in with your photo ID and we'll check if you've got a library card, or we'll get you a new one. So we've got our business and finance page here. I was going to start with 3 periodical databases, so you can search for newspaper, trade journal articles, magazine articles. The first one I wanted to start with is Business Source Premier. And so it's going to ask for my library card number and PIN in a second. Okay, we'll go to resource. So Business Source Premier has access to a lot of different publications. Entrepreneur is there, Fortune, just a lot of magazines that you want to keep up on, plus trade journals as well. There's also, here on that front page, they show company profiles, industry profiles, and country reports. They do have market research reports, but I haven't had as much luck finding full text article or full text reports there. So I usually focus on those company reports, industry profiles, and country reports. And there's also publications up here in the top left-hand corner. So there's a few different ways that you could search, but I think the best way is to jump right in and just do the basic search here. So we can search for, you can search for a company, you can search for an industry, you can search for an aspect of business. I was just going to try digital marketing, just to show you what comes up. Oh, because I didn't spell it right. All right, so here's our results, and you'll see the first one here. It says it doesn't have HTML full text or PDF full text because we didn't limit it on our search. So you'll want to limit to full text on the left side. And there's all these other limiters that you can use. So you could say I don't want anything, earlier than 2010. And so here we've got full text articles from 2010 to 2015 on digital marketing. You can see this one is from Marketing Week. The top one is from Marketing Week. The second one is from Campaign, which looks like it's a UK publication. So you're going to get some that are really good. You can get access to Adweek. So you'll just be able to browse through and see what is relevant, what's not. And you can create an account with this Business Source Premier. And once you do that, you'll be able to save, print, email. Some you can print and email without creating a login, but if you want to save an article, like you're just doing your initial research and you just want to go through, find some relevant articles and look at them later, then you'll create an account so you can go back and find those articles and browse them and read them when you have more time. So then you would sign in after you've created an account and you can access them by going to your folder. But you can also share them. And this says email alert, so it says create an alert. So if you want to get an email every time digital marketing shows up, or the name of a competitor, or when we get to the industry profiles, every time the industry profile gets updated, you can get an email alert. So it's usually, you could set it up once a month, daily or weekly, and then you get an email about that. So that way you don't have to keep scanning through here. And another thing on this left sidebar with the limiters that I want to show you is the source types. So here we've got, you could just have things from trade publications, magazines, newspapers. And I clicked on show more because they do have some more here. They have SWOT analysis there. So that would be anytime, let's see here. I think there were only 4 results there. So, but you can see what's out there and you can do these searches in the local publications to get some, what news is out there.
So is it mainly news, or can I say, I want to find all the hospitals in the Columbus area? You can find that, or?
This is just news.
Just news, okay.
But Reference USA, which is, let's see, after the full text e-journalist, the next one on your sheet, Reference USA is a good directory for local businesses. We have another resource that you can do a search and see what daycares are in a certain area, or what churches are in a certain area. But Reference USA is the best at getting small businesses. So Reference USA is here. And there's different databases within Reference USA. There's U.S. businesses, there's the U.S. new businesses, and there's this U.S. consumers and lifestyles. But right now, I just want to focus on the U.S. businesses.
And how current is this data?
They say they update it, well, they tell you, if you go to an individual record, they tell you the last time they verified it. I have found some mistakes, but they say they call, so, to verify. So let's see.
Like is it current, like new businesses coming into the community are
Oh.
listed?
Yeah, I think it is, you can say anywhere from 2 years ago to 3 months in the past. So you could say I only want 6 months to 3 months old, or you could say I want 2 years to 1 year. You can do any amount of time in that scale. also the U.S. businesses. So you can search an individual business. Or
Is this site affiliated with InfoUSA, the data aggregator?
I think so, yeah. So we'll go to custom search if you want to do a scan of who's out there. Okay, so we've got the different limiters on the side, like always. So you have the business type, and you can search by major industry group, but I usually do the keyword SIC NAICS code. So when you select the box, then the search box shows up. So you can search all SICs. So you could do, let's see, video production.
I think we're getting cold in here.
Yeah.
I have to play with it. It gets hot and it gets cold. Let me know, guys.
So here we've got different SIC codes with their description, so you can add those. So you can add them by clicking down here. So we selected video production and taping service. And if you update count, you can see that we're getting the number in the US under that specific SIC code. But you can do geography, and you can do any of these searches. I'm just going to pick zip code.
So that's how many it is as far as.
Yeah, that's how many are covered here.
Has anyone ever used Reference USA before? I use it all the time.
Yeah,
Do
it's
they
one of our most used databases.
Do they return the results?
Yes,
So you actually have the names and?
you do. And you can export them. So I'm going to do 43215 is the zip code.
So why would you pay for InfoUSA?
Because you don't know that it was available.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, wait, I can save some money.
Yeah, no kidding.
So I'm getting 12 in the 12 results in the 43215 zip code.
Can you submit through here, or is it just a fee?
You know, there's I wonder. I know there's data feedback if your company is in there and information
Okay.
is incorrect.
Okay.
My information is incorrect.
Yes.
And it's over 4 years old.
Do data feedback.
Data
And
feedback.
yeah, so when you click, so like I'm going to do the first one here. All right, so here's our information. Right here, data feedback. Yeah,
okay.
click on it and submit the correct information.
Okay.
So I figure with as many records as they have, there are
Yeah.
some mistakes, but it's going to be so much better than anything else out there. So,
How do they know it's her updating it?
oh, it doesn't matter. It actually doesn't matter. I think they just go back and double check. They had Les Wexner as a woman, and so I was like, I can't let that stand. So I emailed through the data feedback, and they changed it. So I was like, you guys, I'm going to show that in class, and people are going to be like, what's going on?
Somebody could change someone else's.
That's what I was worried about.
Yeah.
I'll do the phone verification through this one then? Or, so like if you were to change it through here, they wouldn't call that phone number to verify?
You know, I don't know exactly how they. I'm actually meeting with the rep tomorrow from Reference
That'd be a
USA.
good
I
question
should
to ask,
ask.
Yeah, well, this is what I do, and like what a lot of people don't realize is like all of those like city search, local, I don't know, every single local directory, people say, oh my gosh, I've changed this 100 times and it keeps popping up the old information. The reason is there's about 3 major data aggregators that are global, and they all, this is, InfoUSA is one of them, and all of those sites do like a data pull from that like every so often, I don't know the how often. But what'll happen is you'll go and you'll overwrite it here, and then they'll go do another data pull, and they'll overwrite what you just fixed, because that overrides what you did. So even if you verify and everything else, and I think InfoUSA is charging now, like Express Update is another, like, there's like 3 of them, and they're all sort of getting on the bandwagon of making us pay, which when you have a franchise, like we've actually managed a lot of companies that have like 70 or 80 franchises. Corporate won't pay for it because it's like $100 a pop, and they're like, we're not doing it. And then all of their franchise owners start complaining because their address is incorrect and no one can fix it. So this is really helpful. This is changing my whole life right now. This is awesome. You have no idea the struggle with local listings. Of all the digital marketing I do, like local listings.
This is a great well-kept secret, isn't it?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
amazing. Well, I will tell you, I do a class on SEO, and one of my slides is when you're doing research to ask a librarian. And everyone goes, what? And I go, no, seriously, just go to a library. And not only will they love that you're visiting them, but they have so much information. But this is like even more than I know. So I'm like, this is awesome.
Great, thank
Yeah.
you, that's great to hear.
Yeah.
So let's go to downloading these real quick. So you do have, the library can elect to pay for, 2,000 downloads per search, but we pay for 50, which is really not as bad as it sounds, because you can select your 50, we've only got 12 results here. You download, and you can download into a Comment Unlimited or Excel, whatever you prefer. And then all you have to do is go, so I'm going to download those, I'm going to go back, uncheck my 50, check 50 more, download them again into an Excel file, and just put them together in the same.
But you can do that
file.
forever, just so you know.
Yeah, yeah, and then, you can manipulate them within that Excel file like you want.
And you can also call, if I'm not mistaken, you guys will actually do a report for us, we want a whole bunch. I mean, there's a fee to it.
Oh, for,
No?
no, we don't charge
Thought
for
you
any,
did.
no, maybe in the past.
Okay.
Um,
Maybe it's actually through Reference USA.
Maybe.
But if you don't want to take the time to do 50 at a time, it's fairly expensive.
Yeah.
So you have to balance cost versus your time.
Yeah, your time can be expensive.
Yes, time can be very expensive.
So when you download the records, you have the option of just doing the summary, or you can do custom. So you don't want to know the record type. I mean, they just tell you if it's verified or not. So you can get rid of that one, and you can add in the metro area or any number of these different fields that you want to. And then you can just download it into your file. You can also email, but you can only email 25 at a time, so I'd rather have it downloaded into an Excel file and send it from there. So that's the business database, the U.S. business database, but there's also the consumer database too. So this is helpful if you want addresses of people to direct market to or something like that, or if you just want to see where people are really interested in a specific lifestyle category. So I'm going to go to the custom search. And so they draw their information, I believe, from things that you buy. So like companies, when they sell your information, they get it. So here we can do geography. We'll do Franklin County, how about? So we select our state. And you only need to do one geographic, location. You're not going to do city and state. So Franklin, Ohio, and we're going to move it over to the right there. And so you can do housing selections. You can say, I want people with houses over 500,000 or something like that. And then the lifestyles category is here.
So for instance, Paula, this might be good if you want to try to do, mail out coupons, for instance, to try to get new people into your store.
So you can expand any of these and get a little more specific. So I'm looking for people who are interested in fitness. And I'm going to just view the results here. There's going to be a lot because we're doing all of Franklin County. It does say selecting lifestyles from the categories below will include individuals with a score of 6 and higher. The closer to 9 a person is, the more they buy and the more money they spend in that category. But they actually tweaked it so people who have any kind of number, who have any kind of interest in this lifestyle category will show up. When you download to an Excel file, you can download the score of what they're interested in, and then you can get rid of anyone who's lower than what you're looking for. You could also say when you download it, you can download the score for people who are interested in pets and something else, and fitness and hiking or something, and then use your Excel file to sort. So you want people who are interested in these two things, so you can sort your list and see who's interested in both of those lifestyle categories.